What's poppin', internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Podcast, a show where we talk about news, games, and sandwich a little fun in between. I'm one of your hosts, Timothy DeRoe, and joining me this week is your boy, of course, Michael Clare. This is once again one of those classic PM editions.
Yeah, late night.
Where we spend an hour and a half trying to figure out why a computer doesn't work like it's supposed to.
Yes, and you fix it, but it's still broken, but you have to fix it again.
Exactly. And then you realize that all that it involves is a lot of unplugging, plugging in, turning off, and turning on, and then somehow... In the end,
a 10-minute trip to Walmart.
Exactly. And a lot of times it's just like, dude, I don't know what's broken. Like, what happened? Dude, I can't believe, like, this week again. And then, like, I'm like, you know what? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to unplug. I'm going to plug in. We're going to turn off, turn on. Oh, it doesn't work. Unplug, plug in. Doesn't work. Maybe turn off, turn on, then unplug and plug. Oh, it's working now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
I will say slight upgrade.
Yeah.
Overall.
Just a little bit. We had to buy a new cord thing. But we're all fixed now. Today, we're actually going to be talking about not what's wrong with, our computer.
Talk about what's wrong with the gaming industry.
I don't know. I'm just gonna blame Noah, my brother, for using it.
Yeah,
that's just what I'm gonna do.
Well, Pebble used it too. So.
Yeah, but I'm blaming Noah.
Okay, that's fair.
So we're gonna talk about EA Play. Netflix is focusing on mobile games. XDefiant, which is a Tom Clancy game, is coming out, and there's a lot of Activision Blizzard stuff that I have a very passionate discussion to a very passionate monologue. Actually, is probably what it's gonna be when that comes around. That I gotta
I'll sit here and nod respectfully.
But before we get into that, a little bit of housekeeping for you. If you enjoy our show, If you enjoy our show, you
should consider... What 2 words?
Yeah, I know.
What? No, what 2 words is that?
If you
enjoy and if you
enjoy.
Okay, thank you.
If you enjoy our show, you should consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/syncedup, where for $1, you can get access to our lovely Discord, where you can talk to us and discuss things with us, or play Pokemon Unite, which is what we've been doing, and we're going to talk about that later. Or we can talk about music, industry, baby, Lil Nas X, the Olympics, things like that. Or for $5, you get access to post shows of both of our shows that we do, including the movie podcast and many more goodies, all from youtube.com/synceduppodcast and podcasting services around the globe. New episodes of this show specifically go up in those feeds Mondays, 7 a.m. Central Time Zone gang. You can also write into this show to synceduppod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns, or to the Reader Mail Submissions tab in the Discord, and we may read and discuss those on the show.
Yes.
Also, you should consider following us on Twitter, just at synceduppod, not with any questions, comments. See,
I mean, you can ask me. Spencer likes to ask questions on Twitter.
It was the syndrome where, when you get to when you're reading a book and you get to the end of the line and then you actually go back to the beginning of the line that you read, and then you get like 4 words in, you're like, wait, this is and then you realize that you accidentally didn't go to the next line. That's what just happened to me, like mentally.
I feel that
exactly.
When you read, do you ever just like look at the whole paragraph and just like process the whole paragraph at once?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Okay.
But synceduppod on Twitter, on all that stuff. You can click that now.
Run the lower thirds, Andrew. Well, bam.
Yeah, and all that stuff to keep up to date with all of our content from across the board. We got Mike's brother behind the sticks. He's in from Virginia. Say hello to the people.
Boosting that resume.
Say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
There you go. People. There you go. That's what Mike's brother sounds like. There's a little bit of insight.
A little deeper voice.
I've been on here before.
Oh,
You've been on the show?
Yeah, he was here with Jordan helping him.
Oh, I don't know if you're on the mic.
It was like a post show.
Yeah.
It was just a post show thing. He talked just a little.
You did. So. Okay.
But now let's get into it. EA Play. Everything announced during EA Play Live 2021. This roundup is from Eurogamer.
Snooze or?
Not for me.
Okay.
I think. Did you watch it?
No.
If you look at it on paper from just the news, you're like, maybe a snooze. But when you watch the actual show itself, you're like, no, this is not a snooze.
Because there was a lot of 2042 stuff.
So. The production value of this event was fantastic.
Okay.
Some of the highest production value I think I've seen from a video game announcement event with LED walls and animations and stuff.
Who was there?
Really cool. You got Xavier Woods.
Okay.
Xavier Woods up,
I thought
down,
it was
down.
Xavier. Wasn't sure.
Austin Creed. He
a legend.
He killed it. You could just see the enjoyment.
I have his signature.
Yeah, we got a picture with him. Anyway, EA Play Live 2021 has wrapped up. Here's everything announced during the show. Codemasters, fresh from releasing F1 2021, announced Grid Legends for 2022. The hook here is a live-action story mode starring actors such as Nkuti Gatwa, Eric Efong in Sex Education, Command & Conquer meets Racing.
I forgot that Codemasters was acquired by EA. That was about 6 months ago.
Yeah, it was a while back. I mean, I didn't really.
It's not big for us.
Yeah,
but
not big for us. Next up, we have a release date for Lost and Random, the gothic fairy tale inspired action adventure from Swedish game studio Zoink. It's due out 10th of September.
Based off that description, I'm intrigued. Good title, good description. Swedish game studio named Zoink. I'm in.
Yeah, it actually looked really cool. The combat system seemed interesting. You have a little dice buddy that walks around with you, and you can roll your dice buddy and he makes like little different things happen in the environment and stuff. But also there's like a deck building aspect where you build like a little deck. It seemed like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories mixed with like some other stuff. It looked really cool, actually. I'm kind of into it. Valen Studios announced Knockout City Season 2, which contains a map of ever-changing movie-inspired arenas called Hollywood Drive-In. A new ball, new playlist, gear, and rewards. Fight at the Movies launches the 27th of July, so it's out already.
We might revisit.
This looks really cool. A bunch of new maps.
Okay.
And a new soda ball. I don't know what the soda ball does, but it's a new soda ball. And it looked really cool. And they really dove in. Like, it seems like a very, very big update. Like,
so is each new map inspired off a certain movie or something?
Just different. Like, there's an Egypt map, and there's a drive-in movie theater map, and then there's like a cyberpunk map. You know, so it's kind of just like, I don't know, just like movie
So like the
settings.
Egypt map would take inspiration from like Indiana Jones and like stuff like that? Okay.
Yeah. We got a bunch of Apex Legends news as we expected. Apex Legends Emergence is the new next major update for the Battle Royale and launches 3rd of August. That comes with a lot of new things, some changes to some maps, some changes to some playlists, more arenas maps. That's the 3v3 game mode. Of course, the new character, Seer.
Just the guy from TikTok.
Which is the... there's no such thing as a coincidence guy from TikTok. It's not actually, but he looks exactly like him. Seer has some interesting abilities. He's the first new recon character in Apex Legends, which we haven't got another one of those. He can see people through walls. He can track some things.
So like Bloodthirster or what?
Bloodhound.
Yeah.
And so you can create like a dome that causes everyone to be seen within it. You can see through walls, and you can send out these little butterfly drones that like follow people. He's kind of weird. He's like a stealthy recon guy, so he looks pretty good. And I think there's like a new gun. I'm not sure. EA unveiled Battlefield Portal, which leaked earlier that day. Martin has a deeper dive into this eye-catching mode for Battlefield 2042, which lets you mash up parts of Battlefield 1942, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 3 in custom maps. Now, this was extremely cool for me. The reason being, it showed us that the maps in Battlefield 2042 double than what we thought. Not just 7 maps, but also 7 classic maps. So we're getting 14 maps, which for modern day shooters is a lot.
That's a lot.
Because you
usually
normally
get like 6.
Yeah. Remember back in the day, you get 10, 15, and you'd see that all the time. Nowadays, you're getting way, way less. But with this, we're getting 14 maps.
That's pretty
Battlefield Portal is essentially Halo Forge, but a little bit turned up a notch. So, did you watch any of this?
No.
Okay, so you get access to these classic maps, but you get to make your own game mode within that map, and it's community driven. And you can see the most popular game modes, and you can log into those servers and play those game modes. They had a few major streamers make some game modes and showcase off just to kind of see like the cool stuff that you could do. Yeah. And so one of those was quality versus quantity.
Okay.
And quality versus quantity was a game mode that Courage made, which was 4 modern day 2042 soldiers versus an army of 32 World War I soldiers.
Okay.
And so it was quality versus quantity. So they had helicopters, you know, all that type of... They had a helicopter that dropped them in, and then they had, like, all the red dot sight and all these other type of guns. But then there was all the World War II guys with the M1 Garands and stuff. And that was the game mode, quantity versus quality. There was Robot Man, which back in the day there used to be a bomb defuse robot in like Battlefield 3, which was a little robot you could control, and you could defuse bombs with it, and you could damage enemy tanks, and you could repair your own tanks. And Roboman is one tank versus 32 of the little robot things, and that's the game mode. Okay. And so there was like a bunch of stuff like that. They did a bunch of 1942 soldiers with knives versus a bunch of 2042 soldiers with defibrillators, and it was 32 dudes with defibrillators versus 32 dudes with knives, and that was like the game mode. And so you can go in and you can create these crazy game modes. They showed a game mode where it was only flying vehicles, so there was like 64 helicopters and planes flying around.
Okay.
Stuff
that's
like
cool.
that. And so you can just kind of forge.
That's more intriguing than I thought. Because I mean, like with Halo, there's a science fiction aspect to it. So there's like some cooler stuff you can do just based off the source material. I didn't think you'd be able to do too many cool things using like just a regular war FPS. But I mean, it seems like you can with the game modes.
Yep. You can change.
You can design
the guns and everything from 3 different Battlefield games all in one.
Do you actually? It said custom. Do you get to design the maps too?
You get to. It's not. It's weird.
Because that's what I thought it was at first.
They haven't showed it all off. I think you kind of do maybe to a degree, because he says it's not a full development kit, but there is things that you can do like changing respawn. Like you can get into the nitty gritty, but they didn't show off fully everything that you could do. So in terms of editing the maps, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
One last thing here. The big announcement was a confirmation of the worst kept secret in gaming, the Dead Space remake. It's by Star Wars Squadrons developer EA Motive and is due out on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. That's right. It's next gen only. There's no release window. So this is a soft reboot / remake. They said they're going to take some liberty with some story elements and change some things like that, but for the most part keep the game very similar to what it was in the original state, and this is just the first one. I think the talk of the town right now in terms of the gaming industry, which I think I agree with, is this is a remake of the first one, and they're going to use the sales of this to figure out if they want to make a completely new Dead Space game. I don't think they'll make Remake 2, and a lot of people seem to think that
would
as
make
well.
sense.
People were like, oh, let's gauge. Like, we got all next-gen tech. Let's see if people still love this, and if it sells well, we'll make a new Dead Space game. And I think I tend to agree with that. I was hoping that they would do Dead Space Remake 1+2 because everyone idolizes those first two games.
Yeah.
And I haven't played them at all, and I want to replay them.
I mean, you could still possibly get it if the remake does good. I assume they'd make a new one first, and then maybe they could come back and do 2 like they did with Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Where they like did the remake, and then they put out another original, and then kept going back and remaking the older ones.
But that was it for EA Play. Again, the production value of this thing was crazy with like falling cards and exploding things out of the LED wall, and they even had like some interactive stuff that seemed like, was that part of the LED wall? It was like some alternate reality, like AR things that were in there. It was really cool. Really enjoyable. You should at least check out the event, skim through it maybe to get an eye on that. I think what it is, a year with COVID, you got a big old marketing budget now that you hadn't spent in a while. And you're like, you know what? We got to spend this shit somewhere. So let's go ahead and make a crazy event. So that's really nice. Now, Ubisoft announced their new Tom Clancy game. We've seen the 20-minute teaser trailer last week on IGN's Twitter, what they got exclusively. But now the game has officially been announced. Tom Clancy's XDefiant is a free-to-play FPS that combines elements of Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, and The Division. This is from Alyssa Mercante at Games Radar. Tom Clancy's XDefiant is an upcoming free-to-play FPS that combines a 6v6 arena combat with class-based abilities. Ubisoft announced that today. We got a chance to get a sneak peek at XDefiant last week and got an exclusive gameplay clip showing off the vibrant and frenetic battles you can expect to get into. Tom Clancy's XDefiant is the rumored crossover game featuring The Division, Splinter Cell, and Ghost Recon, elements formerly called Battle Cat, that's in development at Ubisoft San Francisco, led by executive producer Mark Rubin and creative director Jason Schroeder. But XDefiant may not be what you were expecting. The arena shooter will allow you to pick a character known as a Defiant from a specific faction, all of which are based on other Tom Clancy titles. Ubisoft will add more factions as the game evolves, but here are the 4 announced factions. Wolves, based on Ghost Recon, Tank class. Echelon, based on Splinter Cell support class. Outcasts, based on the Division, healer class. And Cleaners, based on the Division, assault class. Each faction has unique traits, abilities, and ultras, a special move, but they aren't locked to specific weapons, a weapon class. You'll be able to pick your primary and secondary weapons, attachments, and special device that is entirely separate from your faction, which is a thing that Battlefield 2042 is picking up, using any guns with any class, something I'm a big fan of. You'll also be able to change your loadout after respawning to adjust your playstyle as needed. Tom Clancy's XDefiant will have you facing off in game modes such as Domination and Escort, so think Overwatch with a bit of an edge. If all this intrigues you, you can sign up to be a part of the initial playtest starting August 5th at playxdefiant.com. There will be 10 maps available during the closed test, with 7 standard arena maps and 3 linear maps with 3 different modes, 2 arena maps, Domination, Ringleader, and Upload, and the linear maps will have 2 modes, Escort and Zone Control. The August 5th playtest will only be available for PC players in the US and Canada, but the game will be releasing on all consoles.
This does nothing for me.
It does nothing for me, but I think the game will at least play a round or 2. It's free.
Yeah.
We always play the free stuff, so we'll at least give it a
PC
shot.
only, so the thing is, like...
Well, the playtest is PC only.
The
game itself is coming out with consoles.
Oh, okay. Well, is it going to be free to play on the consoles as well?
Yes, free to play on
maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, Valorant... I didn't like Valorant that much.
Me neither.
Because it was too...
Well, this is less...
It's less CSGO-y.
Yeah.
But the like, regular FPS shooter with the abilities.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, Overwatch's cartoony shooter.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, we'll try it if it's free on console.
Mm-hmm. At least give it an attempt. Play a couple of rounds. I mean, I think we got to do our diligence there.
Did you see the other crossover Ubisoft game died for this?
Yeah, the one that, dude, I didn't even know that thing came out, bro.
Yeah, it came out
I thought we were still waiting for it to come out. The only reason I knew it was out is the announcement of the cancellation.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even remember what it's called.
I don't know.
I don't even remember what it was. It was like a what? No,
that's a different thing.
It was like a chibi looking crossover thing with all the classic Ubisoft
and it was mobile
shooters.
only. It was mobile only.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
It didn't have a good marketing push. So
yeah, I think this might end up like that.
I think. Well, I mean, it's on console and it's free.
It's crazy that the game wasn't successful, even though it was on mobile. You tend to see that be successful.
I think it was the marketing.
Yeah,
we saw nothing like post. And maybe we're not the target audience.
Yeah,
but I think we are.
Yeah, that reason alone, though, is why I think Netflix is focusing on mobile games with their initial rollout of this thing. I didn't get an article because there wasn't really much to say, except for Netflix announced that in terms of their games rollout coming to their platform early next year, they're going to be focusing solely on mobile games.
I said it last week.
You said Crossy Road.
Crossy Road it is, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Of course.
Give me new Crossy Road. Some Flappy Jump.
Flappy Jump.
Some
Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird. Yep. Some Temple Run.
You sound like a boomer, bro. Flappy Jump.
Well, I mean, those are the old school good games, man. Subway Surfers. What are the kids playing these days on mobile? Just Fortnite.
Top Down War, whatever Pebble will show me. She was like,
real?
"You should play Top War." And I was
Is this the one where you have to slide and all the?
You talking about with like the blue and red guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Instagram ads. That's not what the game's for. That's not how the game works. The game's just Clash Clans, bro. It is Clash Clans. And I was like, Pebble, this is just Clash Clans. And she's like,
why?
I can't get into that.
When did the mobile?
She said, that's what y'all's generation played.
Was Clash of Clans?
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
I mean, yeah.
The only people that play Clash of Clans anymore. Have you seen the memes on TikTok where it's like, your guild leader in Clash of Clans?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like a former veteran, 37.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like, you can't be there.
Yeah.
Your attendance has been lacking. When I was in war, son.
Exactly.
It's so funny. I gotta take a sip of this.
Go ahead. Yeah. Interesting move for Netflix. Free. So I think Spencer lost that bet. I don't remember exactly what the terms were, but it was something around like having to be charged more.
No, it'll come. I think Spencer will be vindicated in like 6 months.
Yeah, but upfront, that's how it is with every Netflix thing. All these new features come out, you're like, wow, cool, and then 6 months later, you're like, why is my price going up?
What's happening in the house right now? Why was there chaos right now?
He's just vibing.
We vibing? Okay.
It was a string.
Anyway,
let's get
into some not so good news that I have quite a lot to say about. So much so that I have a page and a half worth of article to talk about before I even get into this shit.
Are you gonna read the whole thing?
Yeah, I am. Video game maker Activision sued over frat boy work culture that tormented women. This is by Christopher J. Brooks at CBS News. Activision Blizzard has a frat boy workplace culture where male employees banter about their sexual encounters, talk openly about female bodies, and joke about rape, end quote, according to a lawsuit filed by California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing. This is the state of California versus Activision Blizzard. For that reason and others, the state agency is suing Activision Blizzard, accusing the video game maker of gender pay discrimination and of allowing sexual harassment incidents to go unresolved. The lawsuit, filed Tuesday in Los Angeles County's Superior Court, follows a 2-year DFEH, which is the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, investigation into Activision Blizzard's workplace culture that found evidence of women being subjected to sexual harassment, including groping and unwanted advances, as well as pay inequities for women throughout the company, state officials said this week. Activision Blizzard, the maker of World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and other popular video games, said Thursday the allegations are inaccurate. Quote, the picture that the DFEH paints is not the Blizzard workplace of today, a company spokesperson said in a statement to CBS Money Watch, adding, we've made significant changes to address company culture and reflect more diversity within our leadership teams. The company also confirmed that Blizzard President J. Allen Brack sent an email to employees Friday about the lawsuit and said, quote, the behavior that detailed in the allegations is completely unacceptable, calling them extremely troubling. In the lawsuit, state officials accuse the top executives at Activision Blizzard, all white males, of allowing other male employees to routinely torment female coworkers. The workplace culture had grown so toxic that one female employee committed suicide, according to the suit. Quote, in the office, women are subjected to cube crawls in which male employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office and often engage in inappropriate behavior toward female employees, the lawsuit states. Despite complaints made by women employees to human resources, company officials never took meaningful action to improve conditions, the lawsuit alleges, leading to a big lack of trust between female employees and Activision Blizzard's HR team. According to court documents, a female employee committed suicide while on a company trip due to sexual relationships she had been having with her male supervisor. Court documents state the deceased woman had been suffering from continuous sexual harassment at work prior to her death, including an incident at a holiday party where male co-workers passed around a graphic nude photo of the female employee, the lawsuit claims. Activision Blizzard criticized California officials in its statement, saying that the Fair Employment Department was supposed to investigate the workplace, then have good faith discussions with leadership about their findings, but didn't do so. The company also said it was insensitive for state officials to mention the deceased employee. We are sickened by the reprehensible, this is a quote, we are sickened by the reprehensible conduct of the DFEH to drag into the complaint the tragic suicide of an employee whose passing has no bearing whatsoever on this case and with no regard to for her grieving family, the spokesperson said. According to the DFEH in its complaint, attempts made by the agency to resolve the dispute without litigation were unsuccessful. Women promoted Slower, fire faster. That was a pull there. Activision Blizzard is a Fortune 500 company that has about 9,500 employees worldwide, 20% of which are women, according to court documents. Female employees are often assigned lower level and lower paying jobs, the lawsuit alleges. Women are promoted slower, fired faster, and hired based on their looks, state officials said. Activision Blizzard dismissed those allegations as well. Quote, we reward and compensate employees based on their performance, and we conduct extensive anti-discrimination trainings, including for those who are part of the compensation process, the spokesperson said in a statement. Activision Blizzard is just one in a list of employers accused in recent years of cultivating toxic male workplace environments. Barstool Sports, WeWork, Uber, news organizations, and tech companies have struggles making their offices harassment-free for female employees. Quote, all employers should ensure that their employees are being paid equally and take all steps to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, the Fair Employment Department's director Kevin Kish said in a statement. This is especially important for employers in male-dominated industries such as technology and gaming. Also worth noting, it wasn't in this specific article because it came out a few days after this article was published. There has been leaked emails from within Activision Blizzard that have been given to gaming publications. I should have pulled it. I didn't pull it to post it in here. You're just going to have to take my word for it, where the Activision Blizzard employees are sending in local emails, in-house emails to their employees stating that the allegations are false, that they're ridiculous, that they're getting out of hand, that they wish that people would have just came to them and not went out and outsourced stuff. So that has also been happening. So this thing, man, I don't even. It's just bullshit, I guess. To water it down as much as possible, it's just bullshit. It's completely ridiculous that anything like this would happen in sort of any sort of workplace, let alone a gaming workplace. You see this type of shit all the time online. Anybody who watches Twitch, anybody who just anybody in the gaming sphere, this just happens to women in the gaming sphere at all. It becomes I think Janet Garcia was talking about this on the MinMax podcast, and she had very good insight, and she was saying, I had a Tinder profile. I don't put that I like video games in my Tinder profile. And the reason I don't do that is because the moment I put that in my Tinder profile, it becomes the only thing that wants to be talked about. And my validity is questioned because I am a woman. Yeah. The conversation on Tinder then becomes not about what are your likes, what are your interests, what is your principles, what are your dreams for life, or let's go on a date. It becomes, let me quiz you on your knowledge, and can you possibly, do you really like video games? Well, name 5 video games type of shit. And so you see that everywhere with Twitch streamers constantly being discredited simply because they have big tits and that they show a little bit of cleavage. So the immense amount of hard work that they put in to stream, play the games, edit the videos, all that type of stuff for YouTube, Twitch, any type of streaming service, doesn't matter what it is. Women are just completely and utterly discredited by just a male-dominated sector simply because of their good looks. They feel like, oh, I could have made it because I work all this hard, but she's just hot, so she made it. But that's not how it works, right? I don't like Pokimane. I think her content is terrible. I don't very much enjoy it, but it's undeniable that woman works extremely hard on the things that she does and the content that she makes, and just all the things that she does. And so to discredit someone like Pokimane or anybody in that sphere, just plug any name there because they are a woman, is just ridiculous to just say that it's because they're good looking. But that was a complete tangent to what the crux of this is. A couple of these things that I want to talk about, these cube crawls where they get drunk and they crawl through the cubicles and like touch female employees and stuff. What the fuck is that, man? What is this? Like, I don't even know. Is this the
I mean,
40s?
They had it right at the front when they said it was just frat boy behavior.
Yeah,
it's disgusting, and it has no place in a fraternity. It has no place.
Yeah,
in a
and then
just
let me
disgusting behavior.
This thing here, here we go. One of the leaders of the company said the picture that the DFEH paints is not the Blizzard workplace of today. We've made significant changes to address company culture and reflect more diversity within our leadership teams. A type of statement like that is stupid.
Because it's either you're saying the problem existed
in the past,
which if that's the case,
still a problem.
Bring it up.
But also, I think the crux of that statement is just falsity. That's coming from a guy who's up at the top, who's not on the ground level, who's not within these teams, that's down there dealing with the nitty gritty. None of this shit ever makes it to that guy's level. So someone who's at the top, someone who's in this big position of administration, is not going to know all of the things that are happening at the ground level. So for him to be like, my Blizzard experience is different, like, that's not how it works at my Blizzard. Like, no one gives a shit about your Blizzard because there is more to it than just that. Like, there's so much more to it than that. The fact that they couldn't trust HR, the fact that this lady killed herself because they were passing around her nudes at a company holiday party is absolutely ridiculous and completely unacceptable. This is a male-dominated industry. No doubt about it. Are more females coming into the industry? I was shocked at the fact that 20% of the employees at Blizzard Activision was female.
That was a lot.
That seems like a high number. I'm glad to see the number that high. Let's get it more up towards 50%. But we want to see this industry grow, and we want to see this industry go places. So in order to do that, we can't lock out 50% of the population on the damn planet. We can't do that. We need to allow women to come into this hobby, to come into this, whether they want to come in professionally, whether they want to come in as someone who just wants to enjoy it, whether they want to stream, make games, make art about games. It does not matter. We need to let them in, and they need to not be ostracized simply because they are women, because we want this industry to grow. And so more women coming into the gaming industry is more people in the gaming industry, which means more money in the gaming industry, which means more games, which means more creativity and more things for us to play, which means more enjoyment in our own hobby. So it doesn't make any sense to be doing things like this to ostracize a big portion of the population. You're just hurting yourself and us. It should just be accepted. We got to stop doing this type of shit. We can't be in the Twitch chat talking about I'd love to smell your hair, or I'd love to watch you sleep. We can't be doing shit like that. It's completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. We need.
It doesn't matter where you do it.
Yeah.
It's gross. It's
disgusting. And there is a couple of things that need to be done. One, us as men or boys, doesn't matter your age, in this industry, when we see this type of behavior, we need to call it out. It doesn't matter if it's your friend. If you're an administration dude and you heard about one of your other administration dudes that passed around a girl's nudes who worked there and caused her to kill herself, you need to call that shit out, and you need to get this person fired. It doesn't matter if he was your buddy. That person is not worth being your buddy and sacrificing all of this stuff just because, they're your friend and you want to defend them. We can't be doing that. We need to call this out when we see it. Of course, I don't want to put it on them, but women, speak up. Speak up as much as humanly possible. I know it's very difficult. I know it's very hard because the society as a whole is going to view you as a liar, as someone who just wants something to gain, as someone who's trying to get a promotion, as someone who's trying to get sympathy. So I understand that it's very difficult to do so, but you gotta speak up when this shit happens. And any male in the industry who sees this type of shit happening, even if you're not in the industry,
I was gonna say, because we don't have Blizzard employees that watch this show. I assume not. But this goes for anywhere. I mean,
not even professional, just
playing video games online, in real life, at your regular workplace. Like that, it's disgusting.
You're at a Smash tournament and there's a female player there. Don't make her feel like the only female player there. And what I mean by that is, don't keep all eyes on her. Don't constantly be like, oh man, you made it to you got 3 wins, man, that's crazy because you're a girl. Like, don't be saying shit like that. That's so demeaning and so messed up. Make this person feel like they are a Smash player in the community that is there to play the game. And this applies with everything. I think this should apply for just anything in gaming. You're at a Magic tournament and there's a girl playing, like, oh, what, you're a girl and you play Magic? Stop that shit, bro. Just stop that shit completely. Just play the game, all right? Just if they have something to say and you can have spark up a conversation, do that. Do it like you would do it with your buddies. Allow them to feel included and not included but, right? It doesn't need to be, oh, you are a part of us, but you're a girl and there's this extra shit. We got to stop that type of stuff, man. We can't keep doing this. We got to call it out when we see it. Try to speak up when it happens, all that type of stuff. I don't even know how many people this applies to in the audience. I'm sure there's very few female viewers of this, so I guess I'm more just from our audience. So I guess I'm more just saying, call this shit out when you see it. And I think the majority of the people in our Discord and our community would agree with that, and this think it's complete bullshit. It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind that this type of shit. It is 2021, bro, and this type of shit still happens. Like, dude, like. This is a complete tangent, but did you see the video of the Alabama senator who like just dropped the N-word in the he was like, oh, do we got a house N-word in here? And the thing, so bold, like so bold for something like that.
It's just so normal for some people, and it blows my mind.
The only way that we're gonna get past that, people aren't gonna fucking change. So what we got to do is we got to not perpetuate the problem. We can't perpetuate the problem. Teach your kids, teach your kids' kids. Teach your friends' kids. Just try to perpetuate positivity and lovingness and welcomingness as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, I agree with that, because like trying to fix or trying to change the minds.
It's a lost cause, man. Old people, they're stuck.
I mean, even some people our age, I think it's impossible to change their minds. So it starts with you and the people
below
you affect.
Yep.
And the people who
people
you
who
have
view you as a peer.
Yeah, anybody you have an impression on as a friend, as a role model, leader, any of that, that's where you make that difference.
Exactly.
So, I mean, getting into wars with people on Facebook, it's not going to change. That's not going to do anything. It's how you treat the people around you and the people who watch you. That's what it's all about.
It is.
And
most definitely.
Show care to everybody. And it's not hard. It's easy.
Free, dude. It costs $0 to be nice, dog.
And it's... I don't know. It makes me happier when I'm nicer to people too.
Yeah.
When I try and be mean to people, it's just like,
yeah.
I don't vibe with it. It just doesn't make sense. It
doesn't make sense to me. So moral of the story, I know I went on a very big long rant. Maybe listen to that at 1.5 speed because that was kind of monologue.
You're already at 1.5 speed. Yeah, sir. It's not gonna help.
But across the board, not just in games, but specifically, in games, board games, whether it's card games, whether it's video games, movies, any type of thing, we gotta stop ostracizing women for being nerds. Just allow them to be nerds and enjoy the things that we enjoy and view them as an equal, not as someone off to the side, a novelty item. That is not what they are. They are human beings that enjoy things like we do.
It starts small. Like, I mean, eventually, if the kindness eventually outgrows and becomes the majority, and this frat boy culture, the disgusting stuff that we've been talking about, becomes the minority of cases, those people get shunned. Those people get pushed to the side and chastised, and that doesn't become the normal behavior anymore. The kindness does.
Welcome people in. So, and you see it, and you can just grow the industry that way. You see it. I mean, with Kylie playing Pokemon Unite with us, right? Like, she hops into the 5-man team and she's playing with us, and it's not even a discussion of like, oh man, we got a girl in our team. That's not even a thing we think about. We're in the Discord and we're like, hey, pull back, push forward. Let's try to make the score. Like, just anything like that. We're talking to Kylie as if she is an equal, playing with us on an even playing field, which is how it should be across the board with everything. And if you want to see the industry grow, you gotta welcome more people in, and that includes over 50% of the population on this planet.
Yeah, and so you gotta surround people. You gotta surround yourself with people with that same mentality, and then bring in people. I think having this circle of like kindness and this kind of mentality, but locking yourself to only a small group of people and not allowing, because I think that's a big thing in gaming culture too, is like cliques and stuff like that, where like you do have nice people, but they don't extend that to many people beyond their circle. And you got to be open to people and letting them come in.
You got to. And this doesn't just apply to women, man. This applies to everything. Disabled gamers, things of that nature. You've seen it with the invincibility toggle and Psychonauts too, man. Stop being an asshole, dog. Stop being an asshole. Yeah. I think that's just to put it in the simplest form, to simplify it down as much as possible. Don't be an asshole. That's it.
Pretty good motto.
Yeah, I think so. Now, sorry to jump over to something that's not as serious. We got to move on.
I think it's pretty serious
because it's the podcast. But this next section of the podcast, called This Week in Gaming, is the section of the podcast following the news,
right after,
where we talk about the historical releases in This Week in Gaming.
You guessed it.
You guessed it. I forgot that you guessed it. I'm a little flabbergasted.
It's okay. Flabbergasted been used at least 4 times today.
I'm a little flustered. But moving on.
Kerfluffle.
So, July 26th, Wii Sports Resort in 2009.
That seems a bit fresher.
Yeah, it does. I would have assumed. But fucking love Wii Sports Resort, dude.
A classic game. The
fencing, bro. Basketball.
That was just straight up a game where you ran.
Ping pong. Oh yeah, you just ran.
You just ran and you chased a dog. That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really, all I cared about was the fencing and the sword fighting on the beach.
Go to YouTube right now and look up the history of Woohoo Island. WUHUU Island. That's the island in Wii Sports Resort. Mm-hmm. That thing has more lore and stuff behind it in terms of Nintendo as a whole than you would think. It's in probably 7 or 8 games. Blew my mind.
Really?
Yes. You got to turn your mic on.
Yeah, you could fly in Wii Sports Resort.
Wii Sports Resort, yeah. Wii Sports Resort, you had a plane mode. You could fly around. You had the skydiving mode.
Yeah, because when you play Smash.
The fencing battle or the fencing where you fought your way up the mountain.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
The jogging one, bicycling.
I really don't remember any really besides fencing and jogging.
Well, my favorite thing to do was the sword fighting.
Yeah, sword fighting, fencing.
That's the one.
Yeah,
nice. And then in 2016, Hyper Light Drifter dropped. Good ass game.
5 years ago.
Classic. If you liked Hyper Light Drifter, you might like Death's Door. Ooh. And then what is this?
Fire Emblem 3 Houses. 2 years ago.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses in 2019.
The first Fire Emblem game I ever played, and it was pretty good.
And you enjoyed it. July 27th, nothing of note. And then been a full year, July 28th, Grounded came out in 2020.
Yeah, kind of crazy. I mean, It still feels like to me like that game didn't get a hard release.
Yeah, I don't know. July 29th, Pokemon Crystal in 2001.
Yep. The sequel to Silver and Gold.
And then Soul Calibur 5 and 4 in 2008. Was this the one with Link?
I couldn't remember. I think this one was Darth Vader and Yoda.
Darth Vader and Yoda?
Because what are we on now? 6?
Yeah.
And we had...
Well, because it was depending on the platform you bought it on. If you bought it on I'm pretty sure it was on GameCube, it was Link, and then if it was on PlayStation 2,
it was like Cloud or something.
Yeah, maybe.
And then on Xbox, it was Chief.
Nah, Master Chief ain't been in a Calibur game.
No, who was it? Who was the Xbox?
Look up guest characters for Soul Calibur 4 for us, Andrew.
I feel like Link and them were on in 3. I feel like 4 was Yoda and Darth Vader. Soul Calibur, what a wild game.
What do we got?
Anglefear, The Apprentice, Darth Vader, and Yoda.
Yeah, okay.
So that's
you
4.
Right. You were right. Okay, all right. July 30th, Mario Strikers Charged in 2007.
For the Wii.
Will they ever remake that, dude?
They should.
I could play a good soccer game.
You know how hyped we were for Mario Golf?
Let's stop this shit, okay? Why haven't we just made Mario Sports Collection?
For the same reason that there's not a Zelda collection or...
Yeah, you're right.
Anything of reasonable sense.
Dude, come on. Because you've seen Mario Tennis Aces, Mario Golf, very content light, right? Charge me $100, right? Make Mario Sports Collection. Mario Sluggers, Mario Strikers, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario
bring 'em
Kart.
back.
No, you can't. You got to keep Mario
Kart.
Kart's
Kart's
You got to keep it separate. July 31st, Super Mario Land in 1989, classic.
This was the release of the Game Boy, I think.
Yeah. No.
Wasn't it?
89, dog?
Yeah.
No. What?
I don't have my phone on me.
In 1989?
Look when the Game Boy came out, Andrew.
Game Boy came out in like 94. What?
April 21st, 1989.
Oh, you got my ass. Wow.
The Game Boy's old.
What the fudge?
Because we only know it for like... In my head, I associate the release of the Game Boy with Pokemon.
Yeah.
And in my head, those are the same thing. And Pokemon's like 98, I think.
Yeah.
When it came to America.
Maybe it's Game Boy Advance. Release the Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
In like 2000.
That would have been 2001.
1998 maybe.
1998 seems too late.
Game Boy Color was like 95.
2003.
2003 for the Advance?
Yes.
What the shit?
Well, yeah.
Anyway, same day Tetris dropped. So,
yeah.
Classic game as well. August 1st, Super Monkey Ball Adventure in 2006.
That's the one on the GameCube, which they might have all been on the GameCube.
Yeah.
I really don't remember.
Slime Rancher in 2017. Good
Getting the sequel?
Can't wait for the sequel, actually.
I'm very excited.
Is it
Game
co-op?
Pass?
Is it multiplayer?
Maybe. Is Game Pass?
Yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
all that matters.
Pretty sure. And then Yakuza 0. 3 years since that? Kind of crazy. Now it's time for the Game Pass Club. This is a section of the podcast where we pick a Game Pass game and then we come back the next week and we play that Game Pass game over the course of the week, and then we talk about it. And we discuss it with the fans. This week was chapters 5 and 6 of Bug Fables, which I dropped off of Bug Fables because I could not stand it.
You're a loser.
I am a loser. But Mike has been keeping up. Chance has been keeping up. And I know a couple other people have been keeping up, but they haven't wrote
I know
in.
Isaiah's been playing.
Yeah.
But
Chance wrote in, and he said, my thoughts on chapter 5 and 6. I wish I gave myself more time to play and do side quests. I have 26 of them to do. But I didn't have the time this week because of other stuff. But I thought both of the chapters were pretty good. I liked learning more about Kabu. Meeting the termites was pretty cool. I thought the journey to the termites in the Forsaken Lands was annoying, and it felt like a rehash of the sand area. The termite city's music was bumping.
True.
The first thing I thought was, damn, this is going hard. Overall, I'm really enjoying the game. I just need to spend more time doing side quests and learning more about Leaf.
So I agree a lot with my boy Chance here. Speaking about wanting more time to play and do quests, I agree. I didn't have enough time.
Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite came out and it really pushed everything to the side.
I still haven't. I gotta hurry up and watch Lady and the Tramp tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. But I agree with pretty much everything you said here. Didn't have enough time to do side quests, but there's some really good side quests. Like that's where you get into Leaf's whole backstory about whatever's going on with him, why he's like 100 years old or something like that. But both of these chapters were really good for the story. Spoiler stuff. The Ant Queen, I'm sure when you were playing, you didn't think she was a good guy.
Yeah,
like she was
kind of evil,
mischievous. No, she's good.
What?
She was, because everybody praises like her mom for being an amazing queen.
Yeah.
Well, the reason she wanted the everlasting sapling was because her mom's been in like a cryostasis kind of.
Oh, she wasn't dead.
Yeah, and so she's trying to get that to bring her mom back to life and let her be queen forever.
Oh.
So that's why she's like harsh and like, do this. We needed to do this for the because you thought it was for her.
Red herring.
Yeah. So that was cool. And so you got to guide her to the termite kingdom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. That section sucked. It's one I've turned out. I've learned over this podcast that I have a lot of gameplay mechanics that I hate.
Yeah.
One of them is when you have a room, and if you go left, you'll end up in the same room.
Oh yeah, classic.
And you go right, you'll end up in a different
Lost
room.
Woods.
Yeah, I hate that mechanic.
That's the Ocarina of Time Lost
Because
Woods.
like I could sit down, draw it out, and like try and think.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to do that. I just want to go through the map and be like, oh, this is a different area. Like, it's just
is the sand area that way?
the sand area is not that way, but it is like a lot of.
Because when I was in the sand area, I just googled that shit.
If it was rooms, there's like it's like a 4x6 of different rooms.
Yeah,
you go
I
through.
just googled the map.
But this one, you can't really have a visual map in your head.
Yeah,
because of all the different ways it works. So I was just randomly going through it and just
goggled, bro.
I should have it, but it worked. I got there real fast.
Never feel shame for goggling.
I was because I watch YouTube videos while I do it. Just to see where I'm at in chapter 6 or 5, whichever one it was.
See, like how far?
Yeah, I'm like, how long did it take him to get through this? Oh, an hour and a half. Okay, and then I beat him by like 45 minutes because I figured it out magically. So, I had to take off hard mode. Mm-hmm. There was a Coliseum fight, kind of reminiscent of like the Coliseum fight in Final Fantasy VII remake, where you have like 3 enemies back to back, but no healing.
No healing.
So, and I didn't bring a lot of items, and I hadn't healed right before the fight. So I got through the first 2 fights, and the last fight is Mothava or whatever, the singing moth that you beat up.
Oh yeah, okay.
And the wasp guy that's with her. And they kicked my ass.
Classic.
Yeah, and I could not beat him on hard mode. Had no items, was low on health by the time I got into that fight. So I took off hard mode and finally, finally crumbled, and it helped me breeze through the game. You get a submarine. You start going underwater on a huge map.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's probably something that people remember from like Paper Mario. I don't know. Feels like a very Paper Mario type of thing to do. And then Chapter 6 was cool. About to go fight the big bad wasp guy. I like this game a lot. Yeah. I think it's really cool. The medal system is cool. There's a lot of very unique ways you can do the fights based on how you use your medals. I've enjoyed it. I think it's a good game.
All right.
Chapter 7 is the last chapter.
Yeah. So this week for Game Pass Club, which we're going to be due.
We're going to be due.
Which we're going to do. What we're going to do is, have you seen the TikTok where it's like, I heard a goo. What? Yeah, okay. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. What we're going to do is, we're going to finish Bug Fables. Well, not we. Anyone who's still playing Bug Fables this week,
chance. And maybe
there's 1 chapter left, Chapter 7. Finish Chapter 7 of Bug Fables.
Short one.
Before July 29th.
Oh.
Right.
You want to do this week.
Yes. And so, before July 29th. So you currently have 4 more days to beat Bug Fables. On July 29th, The Ascent comes out on Game Pass. That is the Diablo Cyberpunk 4-player game. Maybe play with some friends. Maybe play with us. Do something. Get the game. We're going to
that lobby.
Starting on July 29th, we're going to play The Ascent. And then that Sunday, we're going to talk about The Ascent. Depending on, there's not going to be any sort of indicator of how far we're going to play. We're just going to play, and we're just going to talk about it. Depending on how that goes, maybe how far we get, we might play The Ascent for 1 more week. Maybe if there's like a lot more to the game that needs to be blown out, we might do 1 more week, which we'll talk about when we get there. But as of right now, finish Chapter 7 of Bug Fables, and then on July 29th, start The Ascent. And so this week, this next episode, we will be talking about The Ascent and everything that we've seen up into whichever point we get to, however much it is. So that's what it's going to be. Finish Bug Fables because it's only 1 chapter. Get a little bit of The Ascent in, and then we'll talk about all that on Sunday.
That'll be fun.
That will be very fun. Now it's time to talk about the games that we've been playing.
Oh, Lord.
So, of course, Mike talked about Bug Fables. He's been playing that.
Yes, sir.
Me and Chance picked up Death's Door. Been playing that. If you are excited for Tunic and you're waiting for Tunic, play this game. This game is Tunic, but beat Tunic to the punch. Why do they beat him to the punch? Probably because their development team is twice as big. 2 guys instead of 1 guy.
2 guys?
Yeah, 2 guys instead of 1.
You'd be surprised if you can do it 2 guys.
Exactly. So Death's Door is made by 2 guys. Very fun game. Super cool, like Zelda, kind of like isometric camera angle. It's very, very much like Tunic, but so far very enjoyable. I'm enjoying it. It's not super difficult. It's not super hard. It's very clever in its writing. The areas are fun. The puzzles are fun. It's kind of Dark Souls-like, but not really.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of dodge rolling and swinging, and like bosses that that are kind of difficult, but there's no like losing all your souls and having to go pick them up or go into bonfires or anything like that. So that's cool. But there is like certain aspects of Dark Souls, like opening shortcuts to get to places faster and then things like that. So I'm very much enjoying Death's Door. I will probably finish it this week because I heard it doesn't take very long to beat.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. It does take very long to complete it because there's a lot of stuff that opens after the credits and a lot of stuff. So it's like 14, 15 hours for 100%.
Okay.
But for just beating it, 6 or 7 hours. So
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and beat that. But other than that, we've been playing, of course, with the community a lot. We've been getting a lot of 5-mans in. Pokemon Unite dropped this
Everybody's
week.
playing.
The free-to-play Nintendo Switch game, which will be dropping on mobile later in the year. Man, I did not expect this game to take us by storm as much as it did.
I expected to play a couple games and enjoy it.
And then maybe bounce, and maybe a couple people stick around.
I thought I was going to be the lone survivor. No.
But no, everybody's playing. We're deep in the ranked. We're getting our daily rewards. We're doing our daily and weekly missions.
And if you don't know what it is, it's like League, but Pokemon.
League of Legends. It's a Pokemon
dumbed down a lot.
MOBA. Pokemon MOBA, very much simplistic in terms of other MOBAs, but can get kind of deep, especially once you unlock the third held item slot, and you kind of pick which held items you want, and you start upgrading those. You start getting some good team comps. You get the ranked
depth
modes.
comes in when you're playing against other good players, and it's like trying to outplay each other. Like, do I engage in right here? Do I try and steal this little minion or Pokemon from
which
them?
Which battle item do I use? Which held items do I use? Which Pokemon do I focus on? The only thing that's lacking in the game right now is, cosmetics. I wish there was more skins. I wish there was more outfits. It will come.
That will inevitably come.
Of course.
That has to come.
I just wish there was for me, I was I was hoping that there was a skin for at least every Pokemon off the jump, because
I feel that.
There's only a skin for 5 Pokemon right now.
Yeah.
And so it's 6 Pokemon, and there's 12 in the
20
something in the game, and so certain people, I main Eldegoss, which is a support character. I don't have another skin, and I would love to. I would pay real money to just buy that skin if it was out there, because I would want to look cool. Yeah. But there isn't one. There's a hula skin for Machamp. There's a beach skin for Garchomp. There's a beach skin for Venusaur. There's
Snorlax.
There's a tube skin for Snorlax with a floaty. There's a cool aviator
flame.
glasses.
Cinderace has the coolest skin
flame
with the pirate skin.
The Cinderace pirate skin, which you get at the end of the
Battle
Pass at level 100, and then there's the Greninja skin that changes its color.
Yeah.
And so that's it. Oh, what happened? The mic stopped.
Have they?
Everything's frozen.
Boo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo-doo.
What's going on? Click it. Just click. Yeah, click. Anything?
Click the mics.
Everything is frozen. Everything is frozen. Oh, we're back. Is everything? Was it just a hitch?
It might have been fine the whole time. If it wasn't, it couldn't have been gone off for long, right?
Oh, it's now it's stopped again.
Well,
we're good. A little bit of a hitch there. I wonder why.
I made rocks.
I wonder why. Close Google Chrome. Sorry for the nitty gritty. I hope it didn't do that classic thing where our audio starts
we were just
popping.
talking about Unite. Oh, dude, I would be so sad.
Will you close Google Chrome all the way? Just every tab. Thank you. Just to be safe. Okay, sorry.
I think the skins will inevitably come. They will.
Yeah.
My thing that I'm sure might not never get fixed is the lag in the menu.
Oh my god.
That's the biggest thing.
And I think the reason I don't think it'll ever get fixed, mainly because I think it's focused on mobile.
Yeah.
The lag in the menu comes from switching menu items. Won't be a thing in mobile because you just click with your thumb on each little thing. You won't be swiping away. So when all the Pokemon come up and you're trying to select your Pokemon, it takes you a full minute to scroll all the way to the right to a different Pokemon you want, because it's click.
I think that's the biggest thing that's going to have to happen.
Click.
I am hopeful, though, because they put out a survey on Twitter, and the game's only been out for 5 days now. Probably just 5.
Mm-hmm.
They put a thing on Twitter that was like, hey, here's a survey. Let us know what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
And if I'm hoping, I really want there to be a good open communication between the dev team and the players.
This game could really be something special.
I think it could too. What you need?
The Pokemon, the blue
Blastoise?
Blastoise. I kept wanting to say Wartortle, but that's the second one. With Blastoise coming, Gardevoir coming, and a third one coming soon. You keep rolling out new champs for this new Pokemon. This could be something special.
You have all the lore, all the characters you could need. I don't know exactly how many Pokemon families there are. There's 898 Pokemon.
I was sitting here thinking there's so many cool characters that they could put in.
Yeah, because a lot of people have been doing dream rosters, right? What characters they want to be added. And I'll look at them. I'm like, there's 8 just from this list that I'm cool with.
Dude.
I think all those.
Vileplume, bro. Oh, Vileplume could be cool.
You just want Vileplume?
Yeah.
Out of everybody.
He could be cool.
All
the
of
poison
them.
stuff. I don't know.
898 Pokemon.
Vileplume could be cool.
And you chose
that
it.
was on my. That was just was on my brain.
I mean, see, but that's everybody's got a favorite Pokemon, so you can
Arcanine,
add
bro?
anybody. Arcanine's a big choice.
Any of the Eevee. You could do a really weird thing with Eevee.
Yeah, where you just pick which evolution you want.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. You could
That'd
do
be
something
cool.
really cool with Eevee.
And then my thing is like, just think of the starters alone.
Yeah.
There's 8 gens.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 starters
Like
in each gen.
Sceptile and stuff.
That's 24 Pokemon right there.
Yeah, off the jump.
If of just starters, and everybody loves starters, and you're good.
Yeah.
And then each of the mythical Pokemon, you could add Mew, you could add Mewtwo,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like,
Oh,
endless
cool
content.
Stuff. You could do some really cool stuff, man.
and I mean, you could even, dude, I don't know. I think it's a great IP to use for that.
And I think personally, this game's really good.
The gameplay is good.
And I don't think
They're short. They're fun.
Honestly, now hold up.
Don't say it.
Honestly,
You really gonna say it?
this probably could win best multiplayer game at like the Game Awards or something.
Okay. I thought you were
Not
about to say Game of the Year.
No, not Game of the Year. But I think it could win best multiplayer game.
I think it
with
should.
competition, like what do we have?
Or best mobile game,
Halo
maybe.
will be too late for it to be considered in the Game Awards. So you have like Call of Duty and Battlefield, right? And those typically like lose out points because. And so what do you got? Forza maybe, you know? It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Things. I think Pokemon Unite could be in the discussion for best multiplayer game. At least
Is there
nominated.
best free game?
I don't know. There's best mobile, and this could
If that's the case, then I think this is best mobile.
best mobile game for sure because it's enjoyable.
assuming
When it
it
comes out
runs
on
as
mobile, with cross progression, I
That's
will be
nice
copying.
because I'll be grinding at work.
I will be going on my break at work, busting a game real fast.
Especially if you can just grab the homies and be like, hey, you free real quick for 10 minutes? Yeah.
Because
we do that with
I got
chess.
2 10-minute breaks at work.
Yeah.
Just
We
drop
do
2
that.
games.
We do that with chess every now and then. They're like, hey, you free? Chess. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah,
Just do that with Pokemon. I think this is a good game.
that's great.
Who would have thunk?
Yep. Anyway, time to go to the reader mail section. You can get your podcast. You can get your question read on the podcast by writing into synceduppod@gmail.com, just like Fielding did. He said, "Howdy, partners." Did I mess up
Howdy.
again?
No.
What is the best video game gift you have ever been given, or what are some of your favorites? I got Amp 2 for the original Xbox for Christmas in 2003 from my brother, and that is still my favorite snowboarding video game of all time. Others have come since, but none had the complete package that Amp 2 had. What are some standout video game gifts for you guys? Thanks.
I don't think it's a cop out. But the video game Mount Rushmore. Kylie's right there. She made that.
Oh yeah, the little pin.
That's
board?
that's
tight.
unbeatable.
Video game related.
Yeah, that is a video game thing. It's all video game characters.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to pull that out and show that on the pod one day.
Yeah.
It's a very cool item.
Okay, so I got a joke answer, and then I got a not so joke answer. So, notoriously, my parents would refuse to get me shit for Christmas and my birthday when it came to video games. I had to like save up my own money to get video games. So in terms of video game gifts, I just never got any. Okay. The one time I did get one though was my grandma bought me a video game. Right. I had the Wii.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I got you this Wii game," and it was I Spy for the Nintendo DS.
And she said it was a Wii game.
And I couldn't play it. So I took it back to GameStop and got $20. And then
$20, damn. That's
because I got the full. She left the receipt,
okay.
so I got the full refund. And then I just bought some bargain bin games.
Yeah, dude, that used to be a steal going into
I was so pissed.
GameStop.
I was so pissed.
You could get like 4 games for $10.
I was so pissed because she didn't even have it in the wrapper, so I didn't even know off jump. I sent it to the back. I was like, "Finally, dude, someone got me a video game for my fucking birthday." My grandma was like, "Oh, isn't this that game? Like, I'm pretty sure I got you that game you wanted." And I was like, "Oh, what?" Because it was like Boom Blocks or something. And I was like, "Oh shit, let's go!" And
Epic
I buzzed it out,
Mickey.
and I was like, "And it's your grandma, so you got to pretend." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, thank you so much," but in my head, I was like, "I can't even fucking play this game." Oh my god. I was pissed. I was like 12. So yeah, that's my answer.
No real answer.
No, I don't have one. I genuinely, like, the majority of my family was poor in terms of extended family, so they wouldn't want to shell out
later
video
life?
games. Yeah, no, even in later life. And so, in terms of video games, my parents would never do it, and that was just how it was. I gotta sneeze.
I'm just trying to think real hard here. No
Nope.
one gotten you a video game thing?
No. And then also in later life, once I got my disposable income, I'm so into video games, I was always buying.
Yeah, you
Any
just
video
always
game-
have what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Once you get later in life, it's hard to buy. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy that video game day one. You know,
Yeah,
like,
the only time someone bought me a video game was my ex-girlfriend, and she bought me Ni no Kuni, but I had already bought it 3 days before, and she didn't know. So.
Tragic. Did you pretend?
No.
Damn.
She took that shit back. Got my money. Her money.
The Switch was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got you the Switch.
Yeah, that was the Switch.
I forgot.
That was
That was a day. I remember.
That was what, 4 years? No, 3 years ago.
It was the
4 years
same year
ago?
the Switch came out. You just got it in
2017?
July. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, bro.
Because Pokemon Let's Go was coming out. No, what was coming out?
Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey. And I was like, you're gonna have to play this.
Yeah.
So I got you this Switch.
And then I bought Odyssey from someone, and it was the start of a friendship.
An era.
It built the reason this podcast exists is because of that.
Yeah.
It got me into video games again.
Yep.
Because all I was playing was Overwatch and Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, you weren't playing shit.
Yeah.
And then you got back in real hard.
That was a good.
Spencer writes in.
Spence.
Well, sorry I didn't have like a real answer for you. The fielding. I'm sorry. And to be a downer. What is this? Sup? SUP?
Synced Up Podcast.
Synced Up Podcast.
He puts sup when it's meant for the video game podcast. I don't know what he puts for the film cast. He might just put film cast.
So, what else deserves a Smash Bros. Game?
So just regular.
In terms of that, like, that would have to. I think what he means, because like, what else? Like, it could only be like Xbox and Sony. Yeah.
Or just IPs in general.
Like what? But you can't, because like Smash Bros. Is the culmination of
but
multiple
Nickelodeon.
IPs. Oh, you mean like that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he's saying.
Well, Cartoon Network, easy mode.
Cartoon Network.
You can make a good roster there. Blue. Adventure Time.
There's got to be a good one. I'm digging.
I think Microsoft might be able to do it nowadays, since all their acquisitions.
Yeah, Microsoft probably could. I don't know if it would work.
Sony tried. Well. I think if Sony would have made the fighting game more of a Smash game and not a fighting game, it would have worked.
Sony with what?
With PlayStation All-Stars.
Oh, yeah. PlayStation All-Stars could have been a good game.
Like what Umbrella Corp has a lot.
Umbrella Corp?
Yeah, Umbrella Corporation. Which like Microsoft is technically an Umbrella Corporation, all the other ones.
Oh, I was thinking Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a weird choice. You just want Resi Smash?
No.
I don't know, dude. Let me
get back to you on that.
No, I got it. Just food mascots. Give me the Kool-Aid Man
versus Colonel Sanders.
And
Sneak King.
The Keebler Elves.
Burger King. The two dudes from Quiznos.
Ronald.
You can get Grimace. The
Sonic guys.
The two guys from Sonic.
Just chilling in the car.
But it's not them anymore, dude. It's two ladies.
They're gone.
Yeah.
What are some other good? The Pringles face.
The Monopoly Man. Peanut.
Monopoly Man. He's not a food guy.
Oh,
bring him in.
Stupid. The Peanut guy.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut.
Baby form.
Yeah. The Sasquatch from Jack Link's commercials.
Who'd you main?
Who'd I main?
Lil
in
Debbie.
Terms of food? Oh, Lil Debbie?
Lil Debbie was hard.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Lil Debbie, bro? Damn. We're talking about, oh, man.
Lunchables doesn't have a mascot, dude.
You get, no.
Yeah.
No, you can get two fucking.
What?
The platypus from Lunchables.
Lunchables had a platypus mascot?
And the Jackrabbit.
The Fruity Pebbles.
Never.
Really?
Pebbles and those guys.
Danimals.
The Flintstones. Toucan Sam.
Oh, you're getting a cereal. Yeah.
You got the
Captain Crunch.
The Tiger dude.
Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger.
I think food mascots. That's the good answer.
Yeah, food mascots. Okay, there we go. And that's it for this episode of the Synced Up Podcast. Thank you for watching or listening to it. Me and Mike have joined you. Hopefully the audio didn't go out of whack when we had some weird things going on there. Man, we've had a lot of problems today, which was reminiscent of days past when we went through like a month and a half of consistent.
I preemptively said, we haven't had a week off in a while.
Yeah, because there was a time where, whoo boy, shit was rough.
Yeah.
And we lost a lot of listeners consistently because the back halves of our podcast were all sounding like fucking ice in a can. But we're all good now, hopefully. I don't know. But thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Synced Up Podcast. Again, if you enjoy the show, you should consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/syncedup, where for $1 you can get access to Discord and play Pokemon Unite with us, or for $5 you can get access to the post show that we are about to do.
True.
So for those of you who paid, we'll see you in a few minutes, and everybody else will either see you in the film cast tomorrow or we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.